All right, so you guys sent in this collection of excerpts called The Cursed Ink, and we had to check it out. And
It's
it's so interesting.
really interesting.
It's giving like spooky old manor
Yes.
authors with secrets and a deadly manuscript.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to deep dive into this whole thing and try to unpack all the mysteries within these pages.
I think the setting itself, Blackthorn Manor, really grabbed me right away.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it's not just a place. It's like its own character.
Absolutely.
It really sets that unsettling tone, that gothic atmosphere.
For sure. And we've got this group of successful authors, each with their own secrets, right? And they're invited by this mysterious Evelyn Carter.
Oh, yeah. Evelyn Carter, that's right.
And right away, you get this feeling that something is off.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Like there's this tension, this unspoken rivalry.
Yes.
Just from the very beginning.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Cursed Ink itself.
Okay.
This mysterious manuscript. It's penned by an unknown guest.
Right, an unknown guest.
And the excerpts hint at this dark secret. And things take a very chilling turn.
Oh, yeah.
When the deaths start to mirror scenes from the manuscript.
Yeah.
So we have Margaret as our first victim.
Margaret's death.
Yes.
The way she chokes, mirroring that scene from the book.
Yes.
It's like a masterclass in suspense building.
It really is.
The way the author describes the tightening in her throat, the gasp for air.
It's so unsettling.
It's so vivid.
Yeah, you're reading it, and you can almost feel like the panic and the struggle to breathe.
Right.
And it really makes you wonder,
Yeah.
is this just a coincidence, or is this something more sinister?
Or is there something more going on here?
And it's not just the event itself, it's the way the author plays with your expectations.
Absolutely.
And you think you're reading a scene from the manuscript, and then it just seamlessly shifts back to reality.
Right, back to it.
It's very unsettling.
Blurring those lines between fiction and what's actually happening in Blackthorn Manor. Yeah. And then we have Andrew's death.
Consumed by flames.
Consumed by flames.
Just like the manuscript.
Just like the manuscript.
Girl.
And then they find a fragment of the manuscript in the ashes.
What does that tell you?
Right.
Is the manuscript influencing reality, or is there some cunning killer at work using the manuscript as a blueprint?
It really leaves you in suspense.
Definitely.
Okay, and then Nathan.
Oh, Nathan, our protagonist.
He's the one who discovers the hidden room in the manor.
Yes.
Revealing secrets about Edgar Vance, the original owner.
Right.
A failed writer who vanished.
Yeah.
Leaving behind rumors of a cursed final work.
A cursed final work.
Could this be the Cursed Ink?
That's the question that hangs over everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
The discovery of Edgar Vance adds this whole other layer.
Absolutely.
It makes you think about the power of words, the possibility that a story could carry a curse.
Yeah.
Like this lingering malice from the creator.
Or maybe like Edgar Vance is getting revenge from beyond the grave.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right.
That's a good one.
Like, what's happening?
So many possibilities.
And then just when you think you're starting to understand, we get this huge reveal about Evelyn Carter.
Oh, wow.
The one who invited everyone to Blackthorn Manor.
Right.
Turns out she's not just a literary critic.
Oh.
She's like this puppet master orchestrating this whole thing for revenge.
Wow.
Talk about a plot twist.
What a twist.
Right.
Yeah.
So Evelyn's reveal.
It makes you reevaluate everything.
It really.
Everything you thought you knew about the story, about the characters.
Yes.
Suddenly the focus shifts to the characters, to their betrayals, to their guilt.
Yes.
To how far someone will go for revenge.
Like the curse might be real.
Right.
But don't underestimate the darkness in the human heart.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
I like that.
And the way she uses the Cursed Ink.
As a tool.
As a tool.
Yeah.
Yes.
A catalyst.
For her own twisted plans.
Yeah.
It's chilling.
It really makes you think about the responsibility that comes with power.
Absolutely.
Especially when you can manipulate others.
And speaking of suspense, we're just getting started because the excerpts you sent, they end with the remaining authors realizing their deaths are literally written in the pages of the Cursed Ink.
Oh, no.
And it becomes this desperate race against time to break the curse.
Oh, wow.
So hold on to your hats.
All right.
Because we're going to dive deeper in part 2.
Can't wait.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So we left off with the authors realizing their deaths are written in the Cursed Ink.
Yeah.
Talk about a classic horror trope.
Right.
But the way it's done here.
It's so well done.
It really gets under your skin.
Totally. And it makes you think about those real world legends.
Yeah.
Like cursed objects, you
Yeah.
know, like the Hope Diamond or King Tut's tomb.
Oh, yeah.
Are they truly cursed, or
Yeah.
is it just our belief in the curse that gives it power?
Oh, that's such a good question. And I think that gets at the heart of what makes the Cursed Ink so interesting.
Yeah.
It blurs those lines between fiction and reality, and it makes you think about how our beliefs actually shape our experiences.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard of mass hysteria?
Oh, yeah.
Where a shared belief can manifest real symptoms.
Wow.
Or the placebo effect.
Yeah.
Where just the expectation of a result can trigger a real response.
It's so interesting.
The power of belief is a very real thing.
That's fascinating. So are you saying that the authors were doomed from the start because they believed in the curse?
Yeah, almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
What is a self-fulfilling prophecy?
So a self-fulfilling prophecy is a prediction that by being voiced or believed actually causes itself to come true.
Oh,
It's like the characters are trapped in this feedback loop.
Yeah.
Their fears feeding the curse, the
Yeah.
curse reinforcing their fears.
Oh, that's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
Like, take Margaret, for example.
Okay.
The first victim, her death mirrors the choking scene from the manuscript.
Yes.
But was it just the manuscript's influence, or did her own fear
Right.
of being poisoned play a role?
Oh, that's interesting.
Remember, she was already on edge?
Yeah.
Suspicious of everyone?
Totally.
The author doesn't tell us for sure,
Yeah.
but they definitely make us question
Yeah.
the interplay between external forces and internal anxieties.
So maybe it wasn't just the curse, but her own anxieties that
contributed to her death.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. And then you've got Andrew,
Okay.
the one who died in the fire.
Yes.
Remember, he was described as someone who thrives on controversy?
Yeah, he always had to be in the middle of everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost like he was subconsciously creating the conditions for his own fiery end.
Oh, wow. I never thought about it like that.
Right.
So maybe the manuscript was a catalyst.
Yeah. Yeah.
But ultimately, it was his own choices that sealed his fate.
Exactly. We're not just passive recipients of fate.
Yeah.
We're active participants in shaping our own destinies.
We have choices.
Even when it feels like
Yeah.
the walls are closing in.
So powerful.
It is. And it brings us back to Evelyn Carter,
The mastermind,
the one behind it all.
orchestrating this whole scheme for revenge.
It's a fascinating look at manipulation,
Yes.
at the destructive power of resentment.
Evelyn is such a complex character.
She is.
Like, she seems like a villain.
Yeah.
Right.
On the surface,
Like-
driven by revenge.
Yeah, but then...
But there are hints of vulnerability, like
Yeah.
this deep pain that fuels her actions.
So is she truly evil?
It makes you wonder,
Yeah.
or is she a product of the wrongs that she's trying to avenge?
Right, like hurt people hurt people.
Exactly.
But the way she manipulates everyone,
This is calculated.
playing on their insecurities and guilt,
Yeah, it's like she's writing their downfalls into reality.
using the cursed ink as her pen.
That's a great way to put it.
But what about Evelyn's own fate? She dies seemingly poisoned by her own pen.
Right.
Was it an accident?
I don't know.
Suicide?
Or did the curse turn on its creator?
Oh,
It's such an ambiguous ending.
it really is.
It leaves us with so many questions.
Yeah,
Makes us think about the consequences of our actions.
totally.
It's like the story is asking us, what do you think happened?
Yeah.
What would you have done?
I love that
Me too.
because it makes you part of the mystery.
Exactly.
And then there's Nathan,
Our protagonist.
left with this impossible choice.
Does he destroy the manuscript and risk unleashing something terrible?
Yeah.
Or does he finish the story and risk being consumed by it?
What do you think he should do?
I don't know. It's like choosing between the lesser of two evils.
Right.
But I think I'd lean towards finishing the story.
Really?
At least that way he's taking control, taking action.
Instead of letting the curse win.
Exactly.
But the excerpts leave us hanging.
They do.
We don't know what he chooses.
We don't know the consequences?
It's like the story is saying sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves
Ooh, that's good.
through our beliefs, our actions, and
Yeah.
the stories we tell.
I love that. And that's the power of a truly great Gothic tale.
Yes.
It stays with you.
It really does.
It makes you think.
Yeah. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
let's take a moment to think about the bigger picture.
All right.
What does this story tell us about the power of stories, the weight of our choices, and the blurry lines between fiction and reality?
Right.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the cursed ink, the manner, the deaths, the manuscript. But what's really stuck with me is how it all comes together.
Yeah, it's like it blends all these different genres.
Right. It's got like the mystery,
Yeah.
then it's got like the supernatural element.
Totally like a whodunit.
Yeah,
but then with this supernatural twist
exactly. And it becomes a story about belief and reality and
in consequences.
yeah, and I think that's what makes it so unsettling.
Absolutely. It makes you question, like, everything you thought you knew.
It's like that moment when they realize their deaths are written in the book.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Talk about a gut punch.
Right. Like pure horror.
It really makes you think about fate
Yeah.
versus free will.
Are they really powerless to escape?
Right. And the story really explores their psychology, like how their anxieties in their past
Yeah.
get all mixed up with the curse.
Yeah, it's like the manuscript is a mirror
Yes.
reflecting their deepest fears.
And you have to wonder, are they victims of the curse?
Right.
Or are they causing their own downfall?
It's so hard to say.
Yeah, and it makes you really root for them. You know?
You want them to break free,
You want them to have a chance.
but it doesn't give you any easy answers.
It really doesn't, and that's what makes you think.
Yeah.
It's that ambiguity
Right.
that makes you think about fate and free will and...
And it all comes back to Nathan and his impossible choice.
Oh, yeah. Nathan, does he destroy the manuscript or finish the story?
What did you think of that ending?
It's such a cliffhanger.
I know.
It leaves you with this dread, all
Yeah.
these unanswered questions.
Like, did he make the right choice? Did he break the curse, or did he become another victim?
We don't know.
It's so haunting.
And, I have to admit, at first I was frustrated.
Me too.
I wanted to know what happened.
Disclosure.
But the more I think about it, the more I like that it's open.
Really?
Yeah, it makes you confront the unknown
Yeah.
and come to your own conclusions.
It becomes your story, too, in a way.
Exactly.
If you were Nathan, what would you have done?
Oh, man, that's the question, isn't it?
Right.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what the Cursed Ink does.
What's that?
It makes you think about these things.
Yeah.
About control and choice and the consequences.
Yeah, it shows us that maybe the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves.
That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah. The Cursed Ink isn't just a story.
It's like a mirror.
Yeah, reflecting our own fears and anxieties.
So well put.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing these excerpts with us.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been an amazing deep dive. And for all of you listening out there, keep exploring these stories that make you think and that stay with you long after you finish reading.
Yeah,
Because those are the stories that really have the power to change us
I agree.
and to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks again for listening.
See you next time.